You won't believe what my son's history teacher taught him. The earth is flat and Columbus fell off the edge if he sailed too far. My son came home asking if we needed to build a fence around our yard to keep us from falling off. I knew I had to step in. What's the most inaccurate thing your child has ever been taught in school? My son's 5th grade history teacher told his class that people in the 15th century believed the earth was flat and that Christopher Columbus was brave for risking falling off the edge. Liam came home repeating this fact, genuinely worried about our house sliding off the planet. I gently explained that's actually not quite true. While some people historically held that belief, educated Europeans in Columbus's time generally knew the earth was spherical. Their debate was about its size, not its shape. Liam looked at me confused. But Mr. Harrison showed us a drawing from a really old book, Dad. He said that's why everyone was scared. The next morning, I packed my vintage globe and a few astronomy books in my bag. I'm an amateur astronomer and a data scientist by profession, so I'm used to explaining complex concepts simply. I sent Mr. Harrison an email asking if I could do a quick 15-minute presentation about early navigation and the shape of the Earth for History Alive Day that afternoon. He seemed thrilled with the idea. When I arrived, Mr. Harrison introduced me as Liam's dad, who loves looking at the stars. 25 kids stared up at me from their desks, surrounded by historical timelines and construction paper castles. I heard you guys learned that people thought the Earth was flat, I said. The entire class nodded enthusiastically. Mr. Harrison beamed from his desk. I pulled out my portable globe. This is a model of the Earth, I began, spinning it. Now, if the Earth were flat, I showed them a simple diagram on my tablet of how a flat Earth wouldn't allow a ship's mast to appear before its hull as it approached a harbor. This is how ancient Greeks figured out it was round, long before Columbus. I even showed them photos on my phone of how ships disappear over the horizon. The kids were captivated. Mr. Harrison's smile started fading, and he kept clearing his throat. But our textbook says people thought it was flat, one girl argued, pointing to their history book. I walked over and checked the publication date, 1995. History, like science, gets updated as we find new evidence and understand things better, I explained. We used to think lots of things that turned out to be simplified or even wrong. Mr. Harrison suddenly stood up. Well, thank you for that enlightening presentation, Mr. Davies, but we need to move on to the age of exploration now. I nodded and started packing up when a boy raised his hand. So our textbook is wrong about the flat Earth? The class erupted in whispers. Mr. Harrison's voice got tight. The curriculum states, actually, I pulled up the state's social studies standards on my phone. The current curriculum emphasizes critical thinking about historical narratives and correcting common misconceptions. I showed him the screen, which clearly outlined the nuance of the flat Earth myth. That's when he asked me to step into the hallway. The kids watched wide-eyed as the door closed behind us. Do you have any idea how hard it is to teach these kids when parents undermine my authority? He hissed. Now they'll question everything I say. I kept my voice calm. Isn't that exactly what we want them to do? Question things, engage with evidence, and learn critical thinking? I've been teaching for 20 years, he snapped. I'm not changing my whole lesson plan because some amateur astronomer thinks he knows better than our textbooks. That night, Liam asked me if he was in trouble because Mr. Harrison kept giving him hard stares all afternoon. I assured him he wasn't. The next day, Mr. Harrison announced a pop quiz with a question like, what did most people in 1492 believe was the shape of the Earth? Liam answered spherical and got marked wrong. He came home with a big red F. I requested a meeting with the principal and brought printouts of historical journals, astronomical societies' educational materials, and Liam's quiz. Principal Anya Sharma listened carefully, then called in Mr. Harrison. When confronted with the evidence, Mr. Harrison insisted, this is how I've always taught it. It simplifies the story for 5th graders. Principal Sharma asked, but is it accurate? After a long pause, Mr. Harrison said, it helps them grasp the bravery aspect better. I almost lost it. My son is getting an F for writing down the truth because you prefer a simplified, inaccurate narrative. Weeks later, the school replaced their 1995 history books. Mr. Harrison was required to attend professional development on current historical methodologies and critical thinking. On Liam's next report card, Mr. Harrison wrote, demonstrates excellent inquiry skills, but at the parent-teacher conference, he wouldn't look me in the eye.